Continuing now with where we left off in Halachot of Lashon Hara. So in this book's breakdown, we're up to section 2, some basic Halachot. So they begin this section with a preface. It's the exception to the rule called To'elet. To'elet is for any constructive purpose. The Halachot at length throughout the next Be'ezrat Hashem few weeks that we discuss these Halachot, we'll understand that there's a one heter that we will constantly be referencing when it comes to speaking Lashon Hara or Rechilut, and that is let to'elet, for a constructive purpose and to help the victim. He brings a quick summary, but we'll get into the more details later on. In some cases, within certain limitations and conditions, one may speak Lashon Hara when there is a valid to'elet. For example, if one sees that a person harmed another person, embarrassed him, or hurt him verbally, under certain circumstances, he may publicize the evil action to assist the victim and or condemn the behavior to the listeners, so that the perpetrator will create his behavior, will cease his behavior and ask forgiveness from the victim. So he brings an overall general rule when in theory it can work. There are other cases as well, when asking for advice, when trying to preempt a problem, or warning others of an issue. All of these things are what we call leto'elet. We'll discuss them at length, God willing, later on. He has a full chapter on leto'elet. But that's just the premise to the next basic halachot. So he begins now and says the different ways that you can violate Lashon Hara and Rechilut. So he lists 5 different ways. We'll speak about the first 2 of them today, Be'ezrat Hashem. The first and foremost is obviously through speech, through speaking. Speaking negatively about another Jew is biblically prohibited and is classically referred to by Chazal as Lashon Hara. We spoke about this in the beginning, and this will come up time and time again. Negative, derogatory speech is the epitome of Lashon Hara, even when it's true. How do you violate the commandment? By literally speaking. So that's obviously category number 1. It's very self-explanatory. Lashon Hara is when you speak and say negative things. Now, category number 2 is hinting or using your body language. So this is when it gets interesting. The Chafetz Chaim brings these halachot down. It's still considered Lashon Hara. He explains here, if one disregards or embarrasses another person by hinting, example given, winking or hand motions or other body language, it is included in the prohibition of forbidden speech. This is something that is lesser known, but it's also important that our body actions, how we react when something happens, can also be considered Lashon Hara. Oh, but I didn't say anything. It doesn't matter. It still gives off the negative connotation. It still degrades this person and embarrasses the person, and it's considered Lashon Hara. They bring down in the footnote, and we'll wrap up with this. The Chafetz Chaim writes that it seems one who pains another intentionally through writing or hinting is over the prohibition of ona'at devarim, similar to the law regarding Lashon Hara and Rechilut. So they bring that in addition to Lashon Hara, it's also not devarim. So our body language, how we react to something, can also be a problem if it is degrading and causes problems to the subject. We'll continue Be'ezrat Hashem tomorrow with different ways as well. Chazak u'baruch.